Hi guys, this is Joubert with Noemsie for another episode of Tales from the Towers, and it's episode number 19, I think.
Yes,
And
it is.
basically, what I thought what we do is we've got a meeting with the team this weekend. Before we do that, let's first ask, how did the elections go? Did you go vote, Nooms?
Yes, I did go. Luckily, I went around 11 o'clock and it wasn't that busy. So I think I was there like for 30 minutes, got my black dot, but it's changing to become red. But it was fast and voted for
Yeah.
the people I believe that is going to make a difference.
Yeah, it's interesting. The results are coming out, and it looks like it's going to be quite a change. So we were there for we went at 11, and then the queues were hectic, and then we went back at 4:30, and then we stood for another 3 hours in the queues,
Sure.
and then we had to give lifts because it was dark already to lots of people who walk to the voting stations, and we live in Monmouth Park, so it's dangerous to walk at night because there's lines and stuff. So we had to give lifts to a lot of people. And then you can't believe how many people lost their identification cards. They just left it at the voting stations. And luckily, we know most of the people. So we did house visits and went and delivered voters' cards to everybody, or their identification cards and IDs and stuff. So it was a late night. It was really late. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was just sad for some people who didn't register, for example, here in Mkhatshwa, registered that they stay maybe in Malalon. They couldn't vote. They told them, sorry, you can't vote. You have to go to the station that you registered to.
Yeah, like Deirdre's sister registered and she didn't check where she needed to vote and she stood in the row for 3 hours. And then they said you had the wrong place and she had to go to another place and stand in the row for 3 hours again. I think that's why it's important to check what your voting station is, to know where you were registered. Many people from actually took a holiday to Marloth Park, and on the 17th of May, they got a Section 24 vote and they said they're going to vote in Marloth Park and they want to vote national and regional, and they could do it. They were asking them who's the Section 24 guys. They checked them on the list. They showed them the WhatsApp, the SMS, and they were able to vote. So you must just plan a bit. I think people don't plan. You know how bad we are with planning.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Okay, so I think because Niku isn't here, Niku has a big rugby game this weekend. I'm going to do this podcast about our planning for the rest of the year, and then Niku can catch up and have a squiz and know what's going on. So basically, what I'm going to talk about with you guys on Saturday with our braai. Remember, we're first going to have a wild dog talk in Marloth Park, and that starts at 10. That ends at 12, and then from 1 o'clock, we'll be doing this presentation and a braai and stuff. So basically, what I want to talk about is learning from nature and what we were doing last year versus what we're currently doing, and then plan the rest of the year out and give you some stats to think about. So, Nooms, what
Yes.
percentage of the market do you think is ready to buy right now? Right now, if they pick up the phone and they know that they need internet, what percentage do you think that is?
3%.
Yeah, it's usually 2 to 3% of the market is ready. It's like an industry known fact. Chet Holmes, who was dubbed the America's Greatest Seller and Marketing Executive, said only 3% of prospects are ready to buy right now. And it could be even less. So I want to give like an example in nature how this works. Okay, so you remember this profit versus time graph that I drew, where there's certain phases that you have to go through to acquire a new client. And the first phase is obviously acquisition or getting new leads. And then there's a nurture phase where you keep the leads updated and let them know what's going on. Then you convert them, which you're very good at, Noemsie, is doing that cold call and closing the sale. And then finally, you need to resell and upsell to them, and you need to retain them. So I want to take this analogy and bring it into nature and talk about. Um, just want to quickly minimize this because it's in the way. I want to take that out there. Okay, let's see if that works better. Yeah, looks a bit better. So lions have a 30% success ratio. Remember, we talked about this when
Yes.
hunting. So
Yes.
basically what they do is they scatter that herd of buffalo or impala or zebra or whatever. They usually just crouch down and lie down and look around, and then they walk up and casually walk towards the herd. But the whole time they're monitoring that herd. And interestingly enough, that's why zebras have stripes. It's not to blend in to nature. Zebras have stripes because they blend into the herd. They look like one big thing to a lion. If you go put a red dot on that zebra's bum, that one zebra is going to stand out and the lion's going to target him and hunt him. And that's why in sales, they always say, do not sell to people to make them stand out. Sell to them to make them feel safe. They're part of a group. What did IBM always say? You'll never get fired for buying an IBM. So people want to be part of a group of people that know that they're making the right decision. But now the lions go and then try and scatter this herd and get 2% of this herd. And I'm going to show you the business analogy pretty soon. Try and get this 2% scattered, and then they target the weak and the young in that herd. And in terms of our business analogy, this is the quiet close phase where they scatter the herd and go for that 2% and kill it and eat it. Now, the most successful ratio of hunters is wild dogs. They've got an 80% success ratio. And what do they do differently? And I'm sorry if this photo is a bit upsetting, but they also scatter the herd to identify that 2%. And then they target the young and the weak, and then they work together. They basically jog next to this animal and start taking bites out of this animal. Start biting. Now, I'm not saying we're going to take bites out of our clients, not at all. But they basically run this animal down until this animal is dead tired, and then they pounce and work together and tear it apart, And that's where this nurture bit comes in. So we've got the acquire. You look at the herd, you see who the one is that you want to hunt. Then you nurture and you keep on making the client feel pain. And I know this sounds weird, but the client needs to know that the situation that they're in at the moment is not desirable. They need to get into a better situation, and we've got the solution to get them into the better situation. And that's when Noemsie comes in after the nurture campaign, which could take weeks or even months. At the moment, our nurture campaign is a month, where we keep on contacting, having touch points with the clients, SMSing them, WhatsApping them, mailing them with all our different campaigns and our lead magnets and things like that. And then after 30 days, if they aren't part of that 2% that want to buy from us, then we leave it, then we go on to the next one. So if you look at the lion in business terms, they have an explosive, a quiet close, like cold calling, a person that goes by the numbers, but the success ratios aren't that big. And what we brought in to our sales process is that nurture campaign for 30 days, making the client feel pain, making them feel pain. Does your internet go off during load shedding? Are you safe on your internet at the moment? Do you have proper uptime at the moment? Do you have proper support that you can phone after hours, etc.? Do you understand what I'm getting at in terms of the nurture campaign? And then remember when we had our meeting in the beginning of the year, we said what we're doing is 27% conversion ratios. So we were doing all those line of sight tests, 734 line of sights, of which we got 276 clients out of all those line of sight tests. So our conversion ratio was 27%. And then what we started doing in the beginning of 2024 is we implemented our nurture campaign, like we said, and that conversion ratio has gone up to 55% now. We did 157 line of sights and we got 87 clients, which I think is amazing. Just by nurturing, sending mails, sending WhatsApps. Maybe we shouldn't call it nurture. Maybe we should call it
touch points.
Sorry?
Touch points.
Touch points, and also agitation points, not nurturing. We need to agitate the market, agitate the potential clients, make them feel a bit of pain. I could actually have this better solution. That's how we scatter the herd, agitate them the whole time. So what has changed? We basically have our nurture campaign, and the nurture campaign helps us scatter the herd or agitate the market, continuously reminding them of their pain. So zoning in on that 2% that's ready to buy now. And then if we just had in the past, we had our ACR, our acquisition, and then the close, and then the retain. Now we've got the ANCRR, which sounds like a political party, but it's not. It's the acquire, then the nurture, then the close, then the retain, then the resell and upsell. So we're basically 28% better this year than we were in the past. And if you look at all these steps, these are all the steps that we're actually doing to nurture the clients in our Go High level. Go High level is an amazing system to automate all these tasks. It's a bit tricky to get them from your CRM like Splinks into Go High level, but we figured that out. And now we're able to put them on this nurture campaign. And yeah, what do you think? It's working.
Working much more better
Mm,
than in the past.
yeah,
And I
definitely.
think since we started doing this, we're getting more clients than before because they know what's happening, what's the next step. I'm getting a
Mm,
battery pack. I'm gonna get
mm,
month free if I do
mm,
this. I think it
mm.
works much more better.
Yeah, I think next year, 2025, we'll concentrate on the resell and upsell. This year we won't do that. The resell and upsell is basically selling them more services, and like I said, I want to do internet. I want to concentrate on just internet. So yeah, so I'm gonna move this thing again because it's in the way. Um, so we've got a total of 35 days of follow-ups with 18 touch points, which includes emails and WhatsApps and SMSs, like I said. And then once again, this nurture campaign helps us scatter the herd or agitate the market and then continuously reminds them of their pain, zoning in on that 2%. And that's why it's made such a difference. And so the rest of this year, we're going to continue working on the nurtures, continue getting more nurturing, more WhatsApps, more articles, more emails, more SMSs. And I actually had a goal of doing it for 30 weeks. Remember, that was
Yes.
like 6 months. We're only doing 1 month. So, and also something interesting I want you to have a look at. We talked about this, Nooms. Just
Yeah.
something to think about. 80% of our packages are only 3 speeds. Is it worthwhile selling all the other packages? Should we not just concentrate on the 3 packages and marketing the 3 packages? Because I like simplifying stuff down. Then you can actually zone in and concentrate on fewer things. I don't like complex, and that's usually why the other guys have products like gold, silver, or what's it, bronze, silver, gold packages, or fast, super fast, and ultra fast. So yeah, it's something I need you Arabians to think about is do we need all these packages? Is it worthwhile? 80% of the top three, 80% of our clients are on 3 packages. Something to think about. Just something here as well. I brought up some stats about Nkumazi. We're growing about 4% per every 10 years. But look at this interesting stat. Oh, one thing, there's like for every 100 males, every 100 females, there's almost 90 males. So you girls are lucky. No, you girls are unlucky. The men are lucky. There's more girls than men in Kumazi. Um, no stats about the unemployment, but basically 25% of the people have no schooling. And the reason I just want to give you these stats to you is to get you thinking, get you thinking, what's our marketing campaign going to be? All these complex words and blogs and stuff, is it worthwhile that we use all these big words, like latency and packet drops and packet losses? Shouldn't we think of something else? And then look at this stat. Um, 96,000 households, and I don't think this is right. I honestly, I think we can double these numbers because it was just a census done in 2022. Um, Average household size is 4 people. Female-headed households is 45%. Formal dwellings, NIMS, 92%. People live in brick houses, 92% of them. So it's not just like shacks and stuff coming up. They've got formal houses. But interesting, flush toilets connected to the houses, only 10%. And weekly refuse removal, only 20%. Piped water that goes inside the house, 20%. That's not a lot. Electricity. In 19, what was the year? Yeah. Let me take you away again. When it was 2016. 2016, 95% of people had electricity, now only 83. So I guess what's happening is the people are growing, but there hasn't been proper town planning. And so the electricity is getting less. But it's good news for us because 83% of the people have electricity. And that means that they can have internet, you know? Just something to think about. And then I just showed you all the areas that and the population densities in the areas which we need to concentrate on and get towers there. Yeah, so the population versus the area. And then, oh, I saw there, sorry. What I said, the goals for the rest of this year is let's Hail Mary this fucker. Let's literally double everything that we want to do. And so I said, let's go for 14,000 bucks a month. We go for 20 clients a month. And here was what we said in the beginning. Remember that very first meeting, what we wanted to do? We wanted a fully functional Go high level landing page. A fully functional Go high level landing page, done that. We want a fully functional Go high level funnel, done that. Then we said we want 30-week drip email marketing campaigns and WhatsApps. We haven't done that yet, so we need to work on that for the rest of the year. And then 22 newly highly qualified leads per month for 18 stalls. We're doing more than that. 16 high quality videos posted. Perfect. Did even more than that. Then I want us to brainstorm. And I've got some ideas. And then longer term, this is what I'm planning on doing. Building us a nice big office block. How does that look?
That looks beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so that's basically the presentation. What do you think?
It's going to be good.
Hmm.
Going to be good. And there's going to be a lot of debating, I'm sure.
I think so. Which I love. I don't like people just saying, yes, this is good. Let's do this. Let's go. I need some negative input as well. I'm sure I can think of two guys specifically now that's going to not agree. But imagine we can do that, Hail Mary. Imagine. And I hate setting big goals and not achieving them. But honestly, I think we've got the infrastructure and the people to achieve this. I have some plans on doing more things on, like you say, hitting the pavements. But like the wild dogs, I want us to work together better because I really feel that the ops team, the installers, the Clydesdales, and the marketing team, the Arabians, aren't working together as they could. For example, you could be asking the Clydesdales to start doing the door hangers for you and the car exports for you.
But I enjoy going out there, seeing people, and also seeing the places where people actually need it. But I'd like them to help me as well with it because they are most of the time around that area.
If they can help and we can hunt together as a pack, I think that's going to be a massive difference.
I got a call from one lady. I think the car is doing a lot already. So some of them got lost and then they parked in front of her house. She quickly wrote down the number and just gave me a call because they left. She wanted to go to them, but then she saw them driving off. She's like, okay, no, let me give her a call. I spoke to her and it's a lead.
Cool. Yeah, so the branding on the car is helping. We actually haven't got the stats on that. It'll be interesting to have like a little survey with the clients and when we do the line of sight, how did you hear about us? And if the car,
I think maybe even on the call when we getting the lead, just find out where did you hear from us?
Maybe then put that as a note in Splinks. There is a lead source. There is a lead source, right, in Splinks?
I think so. Yeah. There is.
Yeah. So I want to quickly just ask you, you shit on closing. What's your secret there? What
I
do you do
make them
differently?
understand. It's like today, I had a client, spoke earlier to Tandy that they want to cancel. So I
Why do they
called
want
him.
to cancel?
He just made a payment and then he just decided that he wants to cancel. We didn't even install him. He wants to go
Oh,
with. So I explained to him, if you go for what, I'm sorry to name names, but then if you go for that provider, you can't call them to help you. Unlike with us, we have standby until from 7:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock. We are always there to help you. If we can't fix it remotely, let's say it's around at night, in the following day, there will be somebody to fix it for you. I also mentioned that if he isn't happy within 3 months, I guarantee him the installation fee, cash back, no quarreling, no nothing. Then
exactly.
he
That
said,
guarantee
okay.
is important, yeah. Okay.
He said that a 2 meg line is actually slow. And then I asked him to go to I Need Internet and go read a little bit more. And I also explained to him that um, because he said if his children come around, then they won't be able to use that 2 meg line because that's what he can afford. I told him if it's what you can afford and you know your family is coming around, we have a keep alive. So you can just let us know just for that certain period of time while the people are there. We put it on a higher packet and you're just going to pay pro rata. And then, as I said, if you're not happy within 3 months, just let us know and then we give you a
It's
cash back.
interesting. All the things that you've just told me now is actually all those separate points that you mentioned is all part of a funnel. The WhatsApps we send them and the emails we send them, did he not go through our funnel?
And I think he's always busy. Sometimes if you call him, he doesn't answer. So I think he's a busy person. And then I would, shucks, my battery just died.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think some people don't read it. They're just like, okay, if there's a message,
Yeah.
I'll come back to you, and
Yeah.
they just read it.
So I wonder
But few people read.
what made him pay then?
He wanted the Wi-Fi. And
Okay.
after I spoke to him, because I spoke to him, I told him how everything works. We do a line of sites, get the equipment. After 3 to 4 days, we do the installation, and he was very happy with that.
Yeah.
And I think the call that we had, and while we were talking, I mentioned a lot of good things, and then he said, "Yes, I wanted to go to you guys." But then I
Okay.
don't know. I think it's the package that made him want to change his mind.
Yeah, the speed.
Yeah,
Yeah. I have a squiz. Can you see my screen?
I can't see it, but I'm a
Barely.
little
Barely.
blind.
Okay. So Praseem had the study that they did, and guess the highest satisfaction ratio, percent very satisfied with internet planned by broadband provider in the USA. The very first, in first place, 56% of very satisfied is fixed wireless. Us, not
Yeah,
fiber, us. And I think
it's
it's because of the service. I think it literally is because it's more of a family business. People have a number to phone, they know who to speak to, etc. And interestingly enough, second was Starlink.
yeah.
I think Starlink's underrated. I think they're really good. Honestly, I think they're good. And then the broadband guys came in like fourth or fifth place. So yeah, it's interesting that fixed wireless access providers are leading the satisfaction.
I also saw something on Facebook where they
Oops, did you
mentioned
just
like
close this for playing music? Okay. Yeah, sorry.
I just went through it and just read what people were saying. Some people
Yeah.
were saying fiber is better, but the guy who started it was actually convincing a lot of people. People ended up believing that wireless internet is the best. But then
Mm,
he was also mentioning SIM cards. So not all of them were happy about the SIM card one, but
mm,
wireless, if they said it's the best, they prefer it.
mm, yeah. It goes in quick. Our latency is much better than fiber. Um, so yeah, no, it's interesting. We're growing and we've got big plans for the rest of the year. And let's Hail Mary this. And I don't want, it's not like set in stone. I'm not going to be unhappy if we don't reach these massive records, but why don't try? Let's just give it a go and
You
see
have
what
to check
happens.
this. Yes.
Oh, um, then Nooms, I wanted to ask you one more thing. What do you think really closes the clients on that phone call that you make? I know you don't do, we had a reconfirmation call. where the moment that the client pays, somebody phones. Do we still do that? They pay, you
Once he
phone.
pays, yes, we give them a call, and
That's
then we let them
that.
know.
Yeah.
Then we let them know the line of sight. Thank you for making a payment. We will be ordering your equipment. It's going to take so many days, and then we will give you a call immediately when the technicians are coming. And then if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. Then people will ask, how does the battery pack works?
Mm.
They ask a lot of questions, like, for example, the battery pack and how the payments work after the first month of installation. Then we go through that, and people are happy.
Mm. And what do you think is your biggest closing technique? What's the most important thing that the clients love for you to close them?
I kind of make it a little bit personal. They become a friend. I explain to,
Mm.
like, I take what they need. I try to understand what they need. That's why it
Mm.
comes to that image that's on top of the screen.
Mm.
I try to hear what's their needs and what
Mm.
can they afford. And then I try to help them choose the perfect package. So I think
Mm.
it's because I'm making them feel comfortable. They can tell me anything. They can call me
Mm.
anytime. If they have my
Mm.
number and ask me questions, I'm not going to hang up on them or just
Mm.
tell them I'm busy. I'll come back to you. Most of the time, clients will call me even after we've done the line of sight test just to find out more. And then, for
Mm.
example, these days, not a lot of people know about it. When I tell them it's a wow, that if you have a smart TV, you don't have to pay, like, for example, your DSTV. Then that's another wow
Mm.
for them.
Mm.
And then another thing is some people don't know about smart TVs. They think when they have a plasma, it's a smart TV. Then I give a little bit more
Mm.
information. And there's a TV box. When you connect your TV
Mm.
box to the TV, it changes it
Mm.
into a smart TV. Give them more
Mm.
information. Hear about their children. What are their children doing? Also, in telling them
Mm.
about this, go Chat GPT. This is what you can do on Chat GPT. Then they'll ask me, please just send me that information before I get the Wi-Fi so I can already train my children to use it.
Are they using that course? Maybe we should.
Not because I haven't seen a lot of people on it, but then
Uh,
I've sent few people the Chat
uh,
GPT.
okay.
They go to Play Store, download it. If you want to learn more about it, please go to Facebook.
Uh,
There is a course there where you can learn about Chat GPT and how to use it.
I should maybe redo do our course and make it simpler and easier for them to follow. Because yeah, that ChatGPT is a game changer. I think that can become part of ourselves as well, especially the fact that ChatGPT 4.0 is out now, and free. Yeah, I know you can't use as much as with the premium version, but still, it's worth it.
Does a
Uh,
lot. Does a lot.
yeah,
Even Cat
does.
on Bing, there's also an AI, Cat Poll,
Copilot.
your co-pilot. It
Mm,
also does
mm,
similar, but I
mm,
don't like the way they write certain things.
mm.
It's like I don't know how to explain it, but
No, I
then I just love
understand.
that it's a little bit
Yeah,
different. And what's cool is with
understand.
Copilot, they can also design your picture. I have tried with ChatGPT, but mine isn't on that version yet. When it gets there,
Okay.
I'll try.
Are you not on the new? Because to
What
me, my
happened?
daughter
Just
is.
change it.
She
Check
was
it.
able to do that. Let's just double check. Just
Yeah.
double check. And yeah, so basically that's what we're gonna be discussing this weekend. And I really look forward to seeing everybody and having a braai with everybody. It's going to be good. There's a big rugby game playing, so if I slip out now and then, please excuse me. It's going to be my favorite team, the Stormers, against Niku's favorite team, the Lions. So I'm going to slip out, sorry. And then also our guru Dirk is going to be doing some motivational chats with us as well. So Nooms, I really appreciate you taking time off today and chatting to me. And I need to go and make dinner because,
Same here.
yeah, okay. Mommy has a vulture that was poisoned. She's looking after the vulture, and I don't want to get her near food. Um, and yeah, it's been good chatting to you again. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hope to see
and
you and Sandy next week, and
yeah,
then be the big family. We must
yeah,
actually meet the other team members one day so that
yeah.
everybody sees their faces.
I honestly think we must do every person, per
Yeah,
session, one person per episode. Why not?
that would be great.
Okay, you organize that for us. That'll be
I'll do
excellent.
for
Thanks,
next week.
Nimsy. Have a
Thank you. Have a
fantastic
lovely evening.
evening, and hugs to the kids, and tell them I love them. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you. Have a lovely evening. Send my
Thank
greetings.
you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.